Hey, what is up? Tom Clark here from Tom Clark's Main Event. This is the AEW Fight for the Fallen review. How am I looking? How's the hair? Headphones good? Yeah. So, what's up, folks? It is well past some of you guys' bedtime, but it's all good because we got a show to talk about. We're going to try to cram 2 hours into 30 minutes. It's how we roll here on Wednesday nights. That's what we're up to. Hope everybody out there is doing great. Hope you're having a good week so far. It's Hump Day. Yes. You know what that means. The competition each and every week between NXT and AEW. Every Wednesday night, as soon as the shows go off there, we review AEW. We usually don't talk about NXT until the main event on Fridays, which takes place here at 12 o'clock on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live. So, boom. Come back at 12 o'clock, high noon, this coming Friday for another episode of Tom Clark's Main Event, where we will indeed talk about both shows. But tonight is just AEW. So, what's up? Let's see. We've got the regulars showing up here tonight. Hope that you guys are doing great. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and for giving us a little bit of your time tonight. Let's talk about this show, man. Shane says, did FTR get the truck started? I don't think they did, man. Yeah, I noticed that too, for sure. Everybody's saying hello. What's up? Hey, everybody. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out as always. So, let's hit this show, man. I think it's safe to say that there was nothing monumental that really took place tonight. Let's get that microphone out of the shot. We don't want to be rude. Yes. Boom. Better. Yes. Okay. There you go. I hate to just stick a microphone all up in your face, man. So, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this, man. Let's kick it off. Tim says, I watch NXT, but I enjoy your show, so I'm listening. Well, Tim, good on you, my friend. Thank you. So, you thought the main event sucked, Mike? Yeah, well, it wasn't what I thought it would be, but then again, they didn't have a whole lot of time either. Tony, happy birthday to you, bro. All right, let's get into this, man, while we got time. Cody versus Sonny Kiss. The show opens with the TNT Championship. Cody came out hard and fast, getting the advantage. You could even say maybe he was healing out to a certain degree. Arn tells him to get his head out of his you-know-where. Uh-oh, look out. It's PG, folks, all right, here on this show. So Sonny makes a comeback. Cody fights back with a full Nelson. Sonny hits some good offense. Cody dodges the split off the top rope, hits the crossroads on Cody. That's right, hits Cody with his own move, hits the 450 on him. Cody kicks out. Sonny dumped onto the ramp, takes the Alabama Slam on the ramp, drops Sonny on his head. Cody dropped him on his head in the middle of the ring. They call that, what was it called, the air raid siren, that old move? Yikes. That looked dangerous. It looked like it hurt. What is the fascination pro wrestlers have with dropping each other on their heads of for God's sake, of all the places to land? And just tell the guys in New Japan that, man. Tetsuya Naito has made a living. Him and Kota Ibushi both made a living out of getting dropped on their heads and dropping each other on their heads. They do it constantly. Made whole careers of it, man. Okay. Crazy. Like I said, very scary moment. Hopefully he's fine. Let's see. Superplex. Kiss kicks out. Cody gets Cody with the crossface. Cody hits the crossface. We thought Sonny might be tapping out, but he did not. He made it to the ropes. Cody takes the top turnbuckle off. Cody healing out like crazy in this match, man. Anybody else think that as well? Sonny rams Cody's head into the top turnbuckle. Cody kicks out at 2. Sonny has us come back. Had some good heat at the end, but he gets planted in the crossroads. Cody retains. Cody helps him up. They hug. All is well in the world between these two guys. But, man, I can't say that it was an instant classic. I don't know if any of us actually expected Sonny Kiss to actually win this championship tonight. So none of us were surprised when he did not win it. I thought he did fine. Do I think he had a championship caliber match? No, I don't, but that's just my own opinion. Take it or leave it. I thought he did okay, though. This match, I don't know. Cody seems to be turning up the volume on healing out, on getting edgy. And you know, if you're a babyface and you're working a babyface, somebody's got to get the heat, right? So that's Cody. Cody's more apt to become the heel and heal out in any given match than anybody else would, depending on who he works, right? He can go there if he needs to. So let's see. Jim says sloppy in some spots tonight. Not just this match. The New Horseman tease continue. Yeah. It's you're right, Jim. I'm feeling that as well. I can't say this was the weakest AEW Dynamite or AEW program I've ever seen, because I usually enjoy at least something from this show. As I've said to you guys multiple times in the past, AEW still has a lot of rope with me because of all the companies that I watch really on a regular basis. They're the one company that has let me down the least in terms of here's what we're advertising, here's what we want you to expect, and here's how we deliver. They let me down the least of any company I've watched, with the exception of New Japan. Now, that's just my own point of view. You guys may have a different view on that. You may disagree with me entirely. So, Shannon says it was an okay match, but TNT title feels important because it's being defended. Absolutely. That is their World Television Championship. To your point, Shannon. Absolutely. That's their World TV Championship. It's a shame the NWA beat them to the punch because, if they had not done that, I'm pretty sure this title would be called the AEW World Television Championship. They could still do it, but I get why they want to be different. So, Shane says Cody's match was okay, but they sure were. But yeah, they're really, thank you, Shane, for mentioning that. They really are pushing Tully, scouting the matches and whatnot. Jamil says it was decent, still better than Raw. Well, I got to tell you, Jamil, you've lowered the bar quite a bit as far as that goes. So, yeah, I've seen infomercials better than Raw. More entertaining as well, and much more cohesive storyline, just saying. All right, let's move it on, folks. FTR versus the Lucha Bros. This was a little awkward at first, but they pulled it together. Tully, as Shane said, was scouting. It's referenced quite a bit thus far in the show. Lucha Bros are in control. The tempo slows down. They come back from commercial. Harwood's chest is bloody. He and Pentagon Jr. Bashing the life out of each other. Phoenix is crazy, fast, and he's crazy, period. He gets caught in a top rope. Bulldog kicks out at 2. Suplex off the second rope leads to everyone down. Then it's a standing brawl. Cash outside the ring with a diving DDT through the ropes. Dax suddenly takes Ray's mask off. Ray tries to cover up. Dax rolls him up for the pin. This match was a bit of a letdown for me. I didn't enjoy it that much. I really thought this is going to be the match of the night right here. I didn't feel that way at all. I didn't. I don't know. It didn't speak to me too much. If I'm being honest with you, I didn't hate it. It just didn't speak to me. So, yeah, Jamel. Yeah, to your point, man. They're flipping around now. They did some of that in the WWE as well. I think it was Cash Ruda that took the top rope, and you're like, wait a minute, is he on the top rope? They did the Bulldog off the top. Thought they were going to go for the Doomsday Device. They went for a Bulldog off the top. So, Frank says, you think we'll see Sting in AEW? Frank, I have learned one thing about this business, my friend. Never say never. I could tell you never. I'll be dead wrong. So, we'll see how it goes. Could I envision Sting, maybe not in a wrestling role, but in some other type of role, like a special appearance or what have you? Absolutely, sure. Could I envision him working Jericho in a match? I don't know. I don't know if we need that. I don't know if we need it. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know what the point of it would be, to be honest with you, except for just a cash grab on AEW's part. And I don't think that they've really shown that they care too much about that. But you know what? There again, dude, never say never. So let's see. Shannon says, was really looking forward to this match. It fell flat. Absolutely. I totally agree with you on that. So, we continue the storyline between the Bucks and FTR at the end. We see, of course, Butcher and the Blade arrive with Lucha Bros in FTR's truck that they supposedly stole, right? The Young Bucks take out Butcher and Blade. Kenny Omega shows up with a cooler of beer as a peace offering from last week. FTR opens the beers, pour it on Kenny. The Bucks hold him back. Kenny Omega all of a sudden is teasing a heel turn. God knows what's happening here. Can you imagine Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes? And if this Horseman thing, as you guys have been telling me for a month now, actually pans out, we'll see. Frank says, yes, I agree, manager GM. Something about Sting, that'd be interesting. Like the old TNA role he had where he was actually running the show, supposedly. Jim says, do you think they held back in this match? Jim, that's a good question, good point. I've never known these two teams to hold back at all, ever. So if they did, they did. I don't know. Maybe there's something down the road that they know they're going to get to. So they're like, let's just give them a taste tonight. Well, you know what? I'm okay with that. If that is indeed the case. If they didn't, though, yikes, right? But yeah, you've seen these two teams do much better than they did tonight. I don't think this is any reason to sound the alarm for these teams or this company or what have you. I really don't think there's a need to do that. So we'll just see how it goes. Let's see. Frank says, I'm liking Taz's mouthpiece for sure. Ray asks if Kenny's turning. We have talked about that quite a bit here, so we'll see what happens. Nate says, I think Orange Cassidy has come a long way. Absolutely, man. I agree with you totally. Yeah, he has. Shane says, I miss New Japan Omega. Yeah. He's not the same guy, is he? Shane says, I'd rather have Pentagon Jr. wrestle as a single wrestler in Lucha Underground. He was amazing in Lucha, but he and Phoenix together, dude. I don't know. I don't think I want to give up seeing these two guys as a tag team, as a unit, the brothers, I just don't think I want to give that up. I love these guys together. Let's keep on trucking here, folks. Jericho out next with the Inner Circle. No Sammy Guevara yet. We expect him back. I was asked a couple weeks ago what I thought the time table was for his return. I said the fall. August is fast approaching. Maybe I'll be dead wrong. It could be 2021 before we see him again. I don't have the latest on that, so we'll see what happens. Chris talks about his match with Orange Cassidy from last week and then sets out to explain the ratings, says he's never been beaten in the 1849 category. Man, you are really kind of asking for stuff there, aren't you? I mean, imagine if they lost that demo tonight. Not the end of the world if they do, but yikes, right? I don't know. He said that Orange Cassidy and everyone wants a rematch, but he said there will not be a rematch. The crowd, pseudo crowd chants, you scared? Chris says he's not scared, but that he doesn't want to face him again. Orange Cassidy shows up. Chris addresses him, calls Orange lazy, and says there's never going to be a rematch ever. OC gives him a thumbs up and then thumbs down. Orange juice falls from the ceiling. Ortiz is flailing away like a clown on the ring, on the apron. I love this guy. They throw Chris the towel and it has Orange Cassidy's face on it. I'm sorry. As goofball and as screwball as this was, I loved it. I love Santana. I vote that we watched a nothing but a 2-hour stretch. The next AEW Dynamite should be a 2-hour stretch of Ortiz flailing away and swimming in orange juice in the middle of the ring. I'm here for that. I want more of it. Elvis, hope your week goes better for you, my friend, for sure. Shane says, I heard rumors the NWA may be done. Shane, gosh, man, I hope you're wrong, dude. I don't want to see that happen. Let's see. Great show, Eric says. Tom, one thing kills me. AEW goes live right after, and I choose you. Commitment. There you go, brother. Thank you, man. Smith says, I like the FTR drinking with Paige. Yeah. Are you talking about Omega? Well, no, it didn't last long, did it? Where was Hangman Page tonight? Shannon says, I was definitely sports entertained. Oh, my God. Bite your tongue clean out of your head. Sports entertainment. I get what you're saying, though. All right, man, let's keep doing this. Jurassic Express interviewed backstage. Luchasaurus says they're ready for the Elite. Jericho's on commentary now. Keeps talking about his $7,000 jacket, how he's screaming at the top of his lungs. I love that. There's not much better than screaming Jericho. I love it. It should be a meme, screaming Jericho. If it's not, it should be, and it probably will be eventually. He's gold. Now he says there will be a rematch. Imagine you're getting orange juice and oranges dumped on you in the middle of the ring, changes your tune about a rematch. Next up, we got the Jurassic Express versus the Elite. The match is fairly slow at first. It's a fun bout, though, in the end. Goes back and forth quite a bit. Omega snaps after the match. Young Bucks pull him off of Marco's stunt. Is Kenny Omega turning heel? We'll see. We shall see. Christopher says at the bar. Oh, I got you, man, for sure. Man, what is all that, dude? Isaiah, you're not the only one to ask me this, man. The AEW Four Horsemen, where did this start? Did this start in AEW? Like, what did I miss like 4 weeks ago that they started teasing a new Horseman faction? They can't call it that, obviously, but what did I miss that this happened? Did Tully say something? Did Arn say something? Was it teased? I just love to know the roots of this. I just want to know the roots of it. Because I started getting asked on the main event like 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm like, where's this coming from? They've got a Four Horsemen. It's the Inner Circle. But, man, it's really, really starting to blow up now, dude. And honestly, at this point, would it be overkill with the number of stables they already have and the Inner Circle who's supposedly at the top already? I don't know, man. I think it's a mistake. Frank says, I hope that Horseman doesn't happen. I would rather see the Four Horsemen Horsewomen happen. Well, yeah, dude, but Frank, they can't call it that anyway, so it doesn't matter what they do in AEW. It's not going to affect WWE at all. David said Jericho might give himself a heart attack. Yeah, for sure. Shannon points out, and rightfully so, that's $22,000 between his two jackets. Woo, good stuff. Sergio, hello, my friends. Do you think they'll be able to do live events? Oh, my God. They'll be the first pro wrestling company. But, well, New Japan did fans first this past weekend in, was it Osaka? Yeah, but WWE will be the first in this country to do it, first major company. Mark my words. The answer is yes. But I'll tell you this, my friend. You're not going to see yours truly at a live pro wrestling event of any substantial size anytime soon. There's people in my extended family who have it. And everybody so far is okay. People I work with and around have had it or have family members that have it. Brother, I'm comfortable staying home behind the mic, behind the webcam, talking to you good folks once or twice a week. So I'm that's enough for me. So Ronnie says, let sleeping dogs lie in association with the horseman, right? I agree with you totally. It started with Sean Spears looking for a gimmick. Well, there you go. Okay. So Christopher, thank you for asking about the New Japan show. We're going to go into depth on this thing on Friday on the main event, so please come back for that. It was an interesting show. I can't say it's the best New Japan show I've ever seen. There was certainly nothing wrong with it. The main event's been criticized from the time it went. I say on that. That kind of thing is up to your own personal taste. All this stuff, dude. Listen. This going live that I'm doing right now, my podcast, everyone else's podcast, no matter if it's on wrestling or music or movies or TV or books or whatever, it's all subjective, man. My opinion may not be your opinion of it. My point of view may not be your point of view. Or you and I might completely agree. You might say, God, that Tom is smart. Dude, he's awesome. Or you may look at me and say, God, that Tom's an idiot. You know what he's talking about. It's subjective, baby. It's all opinion-based, man. I can tell you what I think. You can either agree with me or you can disagree with me, dude. Totally up to you. Totally up to you. Let's see. Carlos says Cage has to be. I would never throw that accusation at anyone, Carlos, unless I knew for sure, and I don't know for sure. To me, I no disrespect to you, Brent, or anything like that, but I just find that difficult. I find that difficult. You know what I mean? I have a hard time with that. Throwing that kind of thing around until it's known for sure. Until it's a known fact, I can't say that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Language, Christopher. Language. Do you think Tess will be better in AEW or WWE? Well, it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for wrestling, then AEW. If you're looking for sports entertainment, WWE. That's my easy answer, man. I could give you a 40-minute answer if you'd like, but that's how I sum it up. That's how I sum it up. People talking about Adam Cole in the chat. Yeah. So we'll see whether or not he jumps. I did hear that he's signed as well. But Keith says, what are your thoughts on the Nightmare Sisters? I'm starting to like them. Brandon and Allie seem to be developing as a good team despite the differences. We're getting to that. Let's get to that. Let's keep trucking, Keith, and I'll answer your question. Hikaru Shida is backstage. AEW World Women's Champion alluded to the possibility that anyone can challenge her for the title, which makes me very nervous. I don't want to see a man working Hikaru Shida. I just do not want to see it. I'm not interested in men versus women in the ring. I'm not a sexist pig, to answer your question. It's personal preference. Again, it's my own opinion, my own viewpoint, my own personal taste in a pro wrestling match. I have no desire to see men work women. So I hope they're not going to that. Something tells me it could be on the way, but I don't know that for sure. I hope I'm wrong. Let's see. We have John Moxley. Vinette says he's anxious to get in the ring and get hit. Says he will rip Cage's bicep off the bone. He laid the groundwork for what was to come during the main event. We have another replay of the Orange Cassidy stunt. They did it a few times. Jericho's irate. He's screaming. He's yelling. He's cursing. Now we have the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy Rhodes and Allie versus Kinsey Page and MJ Jenkins. Needless to say, the Nightmare Sisters are over. Brandy looked good. Brandy's not looked this good, maybe ever, in my opinion. I thought she did fine. And to answer your question, Keith, I'm okay with this team. I do believe at some point, if they were to bulk up the women's roster, I think we'll see AEW World Women's Tag Team Championships, but we'll see what happens. Next up, we get Nyla Rose with the not so subtle surprise of the entire calendar year. Vicky Guerrero is her new manager. Excuse me. That's right. I said Vicky Guerrero. Thank God. It's not. Are you kidding me? Remember when she made that appearance and are you kidding me? She's screaming. So at some point they got the sign off. They got the green light to use. Excuse me. I guess maybe they copyrighted it. Maybe they didn't. I don't have any idea. We'll find out. Right. So yeah, I don't know. Vicky's fun. She's entertaining, but as a heel, she just makes you want to punch your fist through the wall, which is kind of the point. Nyla could use a mouthpiece. I don't know that she needed one desperately, but it's an interesting combination. We'll see how it goes. So we got one match left. Of course, it is the main event as we close the iPad here, folks, because we're just going to talk about this. I didn't take a lot of notes during the main event. It was not the longest match I've ever seen, obviously, and I wasn't crazy impressed with it. So, guys, what do you think about the main event of this show? Were you okay with it? Did it fall short of expectations? I do believe they are saving this maybe for another time. I hope it's not just a one and done, because there was a lot of buildup for this match for it to be Taz throwing the towel in because he's trying to save his guy, which sounds like a weak move. But again, Mox laid the groundwork early in the night with that promise that he was going to rip the bicep from the bone. So we'll see where it goes from here. But typically, championship matches in this company, not all the time, but most of the time, they're just one and done. I don't know. It seems a shame to spend all those weeks to build up to this, to only end it and to not have anything come of it after that fact. So, Jamil says, I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, same here. Ray says, Mox looked good, but ending was bad, and love Darby. He's a stud. That's right, folks. The return of Darby Allin on this. Let's see. Jamil says, the first Mox match that I wasn't like, oh my God. Yeah, I'll agree with you there. Richard says, honestly, this felt like the weakest AEW show for a while. Yeah, and you know what? It's kind of surprising that they didn't step it up, because they have lost in total viewers for 2 weeks straight. At the end of the day, again, I asked you guys this last week, and I think we talked about it a little bit on the main event last Friday. How much does that company really care about total viewers? I mean, you can't say they don't care at all. That would be asinine to believe that, okay? So it's on their minds. How much is it on their minds? How much do they really care about total viewers? I can't answer those questions because I don't know. But you would know it has to be a topic of conversation behind closed doors in that company, right? It only makes sense that it would be. Kay says, I was not impressed with the main event either, looking to protect Moxley, I think, but they could go some different ways with Cage. Jim says, solid match. Didn't like the ending. I think we're getting that from everybody. David says, no chemistry in this match. Interesting, David. Interesting point you got there. Christopher says, I'm not completely sold on Cage. Cage did a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff in TNA. Someone's asking me about David Benoit. Brother, I don't want to get into that tonight. All due respect. If it's all the same to you, I don't really want to get into that. I think the guy is cursed by his last name. Not his fault. I completely understand why. I don't know if I'm an AEW or WWE. I don't know if I mess with it either. But that's just me. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. He'll be there next week. I don't know. We'll see. See, Justin says, I feel like they did it just because Moxley title run still in the beginning. If he lost it, it would been too short of a run. Yeah, you're right. Too short of a run for sure. Shane says they don't like Taz throwing the towel in. It wouldn't have been better if Darby would have interfered and caused Cage the match. But then maybe you create, if you do that, Shane, you might be creating heat between Darby and Mox, which I guess is kind of the point, because, Darby's eyeballing him at the end. So it makes sense that these two guys tangled for the championship. So I guess you could have done that, and it would have gotten the same point across. But yeah, I mean, to get back at Cage for putting him on the shelf, then yeah. But maybe Darby's point of view at the same time could be, well, I didn't want to interfere because if you had won the title, I would want to take the title from you, right? He could always use that logic. This is wrestler logic here, folks. So no worries, James. It's all good, man. David says they have a 3-year plan to start making money. And I've heard something like that for sure. Dude, they got plenty of time. As long as they're financially stable, and they seem to be with this company, they got plenty of time. Shannon says, I was really looking forward to this match, and it was a big letdown. Yeah, it wasn't the worst match I've ever seen. At the same time, it wasn't Flair versus Steamboat by any stretch, but I didn't expect that anyway. Mox had some wild and wackadoodle stuff in New Japan that was much better than this. But, you're asking these two guys to have what looks to be a one and done maybe, and you want them to go in there and have a barn burner and an amazing main event? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think expectations were probably maybe a little too high. Maybe probably pretty high for this. But it was the main event they've been hyping for a month straight, maybe longer. So Nick's asking about Sting and the WrestleMania. I don't know, dude. I think Sting's done. And I think maybe Sting should be done. I think the window has opened and closed for him. And you know what? He's got no regrets, and he shouldn't. I don't think we should either for him. Sting versus Taker never happened because WWE is a silly pro wrestling company that thinks they know it all and they really don't. It should have happened years ago. Let's just be straight, and it did not. They had them in the same locker room that year at Mania. The same locker room. The same locker room at Mania. Taker worked Bray Wyatt, and Sting worked Triple H. Wasn't that the year that happened? Same WrestleMania, guys. Just let that sink in. We can talk about that Friday if you want to. It's WWE's deal. It's their deal. So, anyway, I don't know if I'll ever get over that. Many things I'll never get over from that company. Let's see. James says, do you see former WWE stars who got really signed with AEW? I don't know. Rusev has COVID right now, as does several people in his family. So all the best to him, and hope he's doing well, and everyone on his side as well. Nancy says, Cage is huge. Yes, ma'am, he totally is. He is, well, he's a machine, yes. Let's see. Eric asking if Ryder challenges Cody. Talking about Zack Ryder challenging Cody? Is there another Ryder? Could. Don't know what they'll call him. It won't be Zack Ryder. What's his name on the indie circuit? Because I can't remember. Shane says, do you think the suplex on the chair by Cage caused the match to end differently? I don't think it ended differently at all. I think it ended the way it was supposed to. I mean, I don't think it's an accident or it's a coincidence that Taz had that orange towel with him. I mean, I think the ending was planned. I have not talked about Britt Baker, Elvis. I know she was on TV for one hot second tonight. I like Britt. I do. And I love the fact that, as we said before, last week or the week before on the main event, that AEW has not just, because she's injured, has not just put her on the shelf and act like she doesn't exist. And said, oh, she's injured. Can't talk about her. Can't talk about her. Can't look at her. Act like she don't exist. She's over here. We can't see her. Look this way. Look this way. Everybody look this way. This is what that company does. They just keep on rolling, man. They don't care. They just do not care. I'm just saying, for better or worse, baby, they don't care. They just keep rolling. And I get it. You got a whole other locker room full of talent. But they've left the spot for her wide open. She's on TV all the time, constantly reminding you that she's there. I have no issue with that at all. At all. You know what I mean? She is a role model, Rick. Well done. Nancy says, like to see Cage and Wardlow. Nancy, it's a good one. It's a good one. That'd be fun. It's a shame they're both heel, man. Let's see. James, where'd you go? I'm hoping WWE resigns Kurt Angle and Slater. Yeah, well, James, we could talk a lot about WWE on Friday, man. So if you really want to talk WWE, Friday's your show, my friend. For sure. Keith says, Eric Rowan for the Open TNT Championship Challenge. I'd buy that for $1. You know, for that matter, why wouldn't Brody Lee come out and challenge? Why wouldn't anyone on the show come out and challenge for that matter? It could be anybody. Why wouldn't Omega? Why wouldn't Mox? Why wouldn't anybody? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Interesting. When you do an open challenge, that's kind of, you know, it opens the door. We've seen it in the business many, many, many times over the years, the open challenge stuff. So, Cage versus Lance Archer. Ooh, that's a fun one. So, yep. Well, folks, we're about to take it home. We have met our goal of cramming 2 hours into 30 minutes We do it every Wednesday night, and it's always fun, and we're always glad you guys tuned in. Listen, I hope we have whet your appetite for what's to come on Friday. What's coming on Friday, you ask? Glad you asked. It is Tom Clark's main event. Here's the logo. It's on the wrong side. I'll get that straight. It's here. See that? Tom Clark's main event, most Fridays at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, live right here on Wrestling Rumors Facebook Live. We're going to sign off with this. Christopher says, Tom Clark versus Cody, open challenge. Yeah. James says, bash WWE Friday. Got it. I mean, James, if you want to bash him, I guess have fun, bro. That's not what I was talking about, but okay. Victor says, this should be the last week with no wrestling clause. Yeah, I think you're right. That's what I've been reading as well. Thanks, Shannon. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out as always. Yeah, Nancy, but FTR has done the Four Fingers thing for several times since they've been in AEW. So, Jamel, set your clock, man. Don't miss the show. Christopher, you have a good night as well. All right, that's it for us, man. We're going to get out of here. Again, thanks for watching. Come back Friday, 12 noon for Tom Clark's main event. We're going to get out of here now. So, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you Friday. Thanks much.